I'm Johnny Maxwell, and I committed incest with my stepdaughter 3 times. She eventually told her mother, who in turn notified the police. She ended up divorcing me. When the cops showed up, I admitted my guilt and thought to myself, well, they can't put me in jail. I got enough money to keep myself out. I ended up getting 20 years in prison.
Johnny is halfway into his 20-year prison sentence. Upon one of my visits with Johnny, I advised him that I had just recently gotten approached by his stepdaughter who wants to meet with him.
I want to do what I can. After all, it is my responsibility to try and make amends. I mean, it's the least I can do. I think this could really help both of us, mostly Susie, so she can finally heal. It's amazing that she wants to meet. I was victimized also when I was younger. I know the person who was involved in my case. If I ever see him, like in a shopping center or somewhere, I'd probably run him over with my car. I wouldn't be surprised if she'd think the same about me.
I met with Johnny twice. So far, Johnny seems prepared that he lets me know that it's very helpful that meeting with both of them. He was also surprised and saddened to learn that Susie was still scared of him. He thinks her mother might have contributed to the negative attitude and that she put on him. He lets me know that he wishes that the meeting will help her rid of her fears. As I spent more time with him, I came to find out Johnny had a lot on his mind and that he wanted to let it out.
If I had just gone in and sat down after it was over with, I would have wished I had thought of this or that. This way, I knew ahead of time what to talk about. The facilitator helped me out a lot. I think I'll be relaxed the day of the mediation. I was on pins and needles the day of the session. I was mostly scared about saying something wrong and that she'd end up taking it the wrong way and that I would make things worse. It was kind of nerve-wracking to meet someone that you know is scared to death of you and probably hates the ground that you walk on.
Now, only the caseworker, a guard, Susie, Johnny, and myself were at the meeting. It lasted about an hour and a half. I gave Johnny the opportunity to talk first, and he took it.
So I talked for maybe 5 minutes to tell her that I had no hard feelings against her. It was heartbreaking to hear that not only was she scared of me, she was also scared that I would go out and hurt her kids when I would be released. She let me know how it affected her life. It made me feel bad because I had no idea that this was affecting her for so long. I wish I could have done this a lot sooner. She's been living a hell for all these years. I think I could have been ready to meet with her about 5 or 6 years into my sentence. After the mediation, I feel like someone took an anvil off me, lifted off a lot of weight. Of course, this wasn't easy. I'd say this is probably the worst thing I've had to do since being in prison. Having to come to grips with myself, admitting to myself how wrong I was. I was glad to hear about her life, how she was married and had kids. My feeling was that she grew up to be a pretty good person. I can see that.
Johnny let me know that he was grateful that I set the stage with ground rules and didn't get too involved with their meeting, letting them control the conversation.
I like the facilitator's soft-spoken style, the fact that he did his homework and helped us out when the conversation was slowing down. I advise other prisoners to participate in these types of meetings. Just a relief not only to themselves, but for the victim too. It's a great advantage.